So you have overspent in YNAB, and you might be new to YNAB and wondering, what does that even mean? What is overspending? What's the difference between the yellow and the red overspending? And what do I do about it? At the very basic level, YNAB overspending doesn't mean you don't have the money for that thing that happened in that category, say that new pair of shoes that wasn't budgeted for. It simply means that you just had not pre-planned spending money for that category. So in order to avoid overspending, we want to put money into categories ahead of time and preempt the spending that may happen, whether that's for bills, going out, groceries, things like that. Overspending is normal for every YNABer, even when you are an expert YNABer. So don't beat yourself up too much. Just focus on having less overspending over time, like less categories that are overspent, and in fewer amounts, because the more that you're doing this, the better you're getting at understanding what it costs to be you and what you need to plan for the future. Okay, so as I mentioned, overspending just means that you hadn't put enough into a category before the spending happened. For example, in pets, I have $54.54 available. If I spent $100 at PetSmart, and this is using a debit card, you'll see here that the pets is minus $45.46, and I've overspent by $45.46. That's because I just didn't have the additional $45.46 to cover that spending. So the money has to come from somewhere. This is zero-based budgeting. You can think of it a lot like envelopes. If you spent more from one, you're going to have to take out another to put it back into the other one. So for this one, I'm going to take it out of groceries, actually eating out, just because I know I don't have to go out to eat soon. So that is covering overspending using a checking account. So now you can see that there's nothing available. The overspending has happened, and we've got all those transactions here. So now let me show you the difference on a credit card. Now I'm going to undo that really quick so that you can see the difference between the overspending on a checking account and the overspending on a credit card. So here we've got that overspent again for pets. So let's say I just sign up for a new Apple subscription, and it's going to be $19.99, but it's a new one and I haven't quite budgeted for it. You're going to see that here as a transaction, and then in the plan now we're showing 2 overspent. So remember, there is a difference between these overspendings. The red means that you overspent using a debit card / checking account. The yellow overspending with this little symbol here, which by the way is a credit card with an exclamation point, is overspending on a credit card. So the danger of not covering overspending that is red is that you could potentially overdraft your checking account. So you always want to be covering those first. If you are then able, and hopefully you are, cover the yellow credit card overspending with the exclamation point. If you do not cover this, then YNAB cannot keep you on track to have enough money in that credit card payment category to make those credit card payments in full. If you want to know more about how credit cards work in YNAB, go check out my other video on credit cards. Now, the danger here, if you do not cover the overspending on this, is you are adding to your debt balance. So you're increasing the amount that you owe the credit card company that you are not ready and able to pay back. Covering overspending is exactly the same whether you are using a credit card or a debit card. The one thing I will let you know though, let me just undo those really quick, is if you want to just take out little bits of money from different areas, you can also do that. It doesn't have to all come from one category, but what you're going to have to do is go back to the All tab and then start moving money from some other categories. Like let's say I just want to take $10 from here and move it to subscriptions, and then maybe I can take $9.99 more and move it to subscriptions. And you can kind of piecemeal it that way. Same thing with this pets one. Let's say I just need to take maybe $10 from transportation, put it in pets, and then the rest I can cover from eating out. $35.46 to pets. So you don't have to cover it all from one place at once, but it is important to cover overspending so that YNAB can keep you on track And so you know that you're not going to overdraft your account and you're not going to add to your debt balance with your credit card. I do want to raise one important point, that the yellow overspending on the credit card and this yellow are not the same things. So remember that that had a credit card symbol with an exclamation point. This one does not. It has this circle here, and this just means that you haven't met your target for this category yet. It's not overspending. Your available is 0, but you have to put in 12, 20 more in order to make that green and have that target fulfilled. So that is different from overspending. So let me show you right now. If I cover that target, that suddenly turns green. So the other thing I want to point out here is this is also yellow, but it says $40. This also is not overspending. This is an unfulfilled target. And this circle here is basically a pie chart showing you how much of the way you have fulfilled that target. In order to completely fill your target that you have set for $50 each month, you would need to assign $10 more. So again, overspending is not that you don't necessarily have the money, it just means the money was not put into that category prior to the spending that happened. And it is very important to cover overspending as soon as it happens, because we want to make sure that you are kept on track to know exactly how much you have available for different things. If you leave a lot of things overspent, the clarity is going to go out the window. So cover the overspending as it happens, or as soon as you can. So what do you think? Was that helpful in understanding where overspending comes from and the difference between the yellow overspending and the red overspending, and how you can fix it? I really hope so. If you do need more help, I do offer 15-minute quick fix sessions, and I also do personalized one-on-one coaching for longer amounts of time as well if you want some additional help with your personal plan.